Hey piano lovers, today we're uncovering the secrets of time signature, so stick around to learn why they matter and where they are found. And if you're as passionate about piano as I am, hit the subscribe below to join our musical journey. In 2/4 time, the top number represents the number of beats per measure, so there are 2 beats per measure. Bottom number 4 indicates the type of note that receives 1 beat. In the first measure, we have a 4/16 note, or we can call it as 4 semi-quavers, which is equal to 1 beat. Next to it, we have also a note which is called a quarter note. Also, it is equal to 1 beat. You can count it as 1E and a 2. In the second measure, we have a half note which is equal to 2 beats. And you count it as 1, 2. In the third measure, we have a dotted quarter note which is equal to 1/2 beat. And we have a note which is called a quaver, or you can call it as 8th note. You count the dotted quarter note as 1 since it occupies the entire first beat and half of the second beat. Then count the 8th note as 2 since it fills the remaining half of the second beat. And you count it like 1E and a 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. In 3/4 time, each measure contains 3 beats and the quarter note receives 1 beat. Here we have a half note with a dot. This is called dotted half note. So in counting, half note plus a quarter note equals dotted half note, and you do it like this: 1, 2, 3, and you remove your hands. Here, the first 4 notes are called 16th note. 16th note is a note that is a quarter of the duration of a quarter note. This means that 4 16th notes collectively fill the space of 1 quarter note. You count it as 1E and A. The second note is called 8th note. The 8th note is a note that is half the duration of a quarter note and it receives half a beat, and you count it as 2 plus. And the last note, which is a quarter note, you count it as 1, like this: 1. Finally, your counting must be like 1E and a 2 plus 3. So we have a 4/4 time signature, which is often known as a common time C. The top number 4 tells us there are 4 beats in each measure. The bottom number, also 4, indicates that a quarter note represents 1 beat. Here in the first measure, you have 4 black notes, which is called quarter notes. These notes last for 1 count. You count it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, or by tapping your foot for 4 times. On your second measure, you have 2 half notes. You count it as 1, 2, 3, 4. Each half note gets 2 beats, so the 2 half notes together fill the entire measure of 4 beats. When you play it on the piano, press a key for the first beat and keep holding it for the second beat. Count here: 1, 2. Then move to the next key and hold it for the third and fourth beat. Count 3, 4. It's like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. On the third measure, you have a whole note, which occupies an entire measure, representing 4 beats. This means that the whole note is held for the entire duration of the measure. In counting, you would simply say 1, 2, 3, 4 for each measure, with the whole note starting on beat 1 and lasting until beat 4. This whole note is the longest duration note. On the fourth measure, we have 1/4 note and 2/8 notes. The 2/8 notes are called quavers. Each note is half beat. So the half note plus half note gives us a quarter note. And you count it like this: 1 and 2, 3 and 4. In 3/8 time signature, the top number 3 represents the number of beats per measure. There are 3 beats in each measure. The bottom number indicates the type of note that receives 1 beat. So the 8th note gets 1 beat. In the first measure, we have an 8th note triplet, which comes from 8th note, or you can call it as quaver, and you count it as 1 triplet. In the second measure, we have an 8th note, which is equal to half a beat, and also we have a quarter note, which is equal to 1 beat. So we count the 8th note using the syllable 1 since it falls on the first beat. And the quarter note you count it as 2 and the empty space you count it as 3. In the third measure, we have a dotted quarter note which is equal to 1/2 a beat. In counting, dotted quarter note spans the entire first beat and a half of the second beat. You would count it as 1. Continuing 2 for the other half and 3 for the empty space. In terms of total duration, a measure in 3/8 time is equivalent to a measure in 3/4 time, where each quarter note receives 1 beat. Although 3/8 time signature may appear different from 3/4 time at first glance, it's functionally equivalent in terms of the total duration of the measure. It is divided into smaller rhythmic units, 8 notes, instead of quarter notes. The bottom number indicates that the 8th note receives 1 beat. Here we have a dotted quarter note which is 1/2 a beat. It is divided into 3/8 notes, and each 8th note makes half a beat. You can count it as 1 and a, 2 and a, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you for watching. Remember, mastering rhythm is key. Keep practicing and exploring different rhythms. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Happy playing!